Salty is a dockyard diesel and a friend to all. He works happily at the docks, pushing and pulling trucks into place.
Morning, me hearty,
he called one morning to Derek. Good morning, Salty, smiled Derek. Have you heard the news?
What news?
Asked Salty. They say there'll be a thick fog rolling in this afternoon, said Derek. Cranky the Crane scoffed. This is the sea. There's always fog. That's hardly news. Salty looked sternly at the Crane.
Now that ain't no way to speak to someone sharing news. So thank you for telling me, matey,
added Salty with a smile. Derek felt happier. Exchanging toots of the horns, the diesels set off happily back to work. Later that afternoon, the fog arrived. It hung heavy in the air and made everything hard to see. But Salty didn't care. He carried about his shunting, singing merrily as he went. Derek, however, wasn't feeling so merry as he rolled into the harbour.
Something the matter, matey?
Called Salty.
Fog not bothering you, is it?
No. Oh, I feel ever so thirsty, wheezed Derek. Couldn't fill up at the last station. I've only just made it here.
Well, you've made it, and that's what matters, smiled Salty. You go fill up, me hearty. I'll have those trucks away.
Derek was very thankful and rolled happily away to refuel, but his troubles weren't over. After Derek rolled into the siding, Salty passed with his trucks. When Derek was ready to move again, he waited for the points to be set back in his favour, but nothing happened. The points have jammed, came a cry from the signalman. Derek was upset. But what about my next train? They'll have to find someone else, replied the driver. But there wasn't anyone else nearby. Oh, whatever shall we do? Fretted Derek. Salty tried to comfort the diesel. Don't you worry. They'll have someone here soon. Derek still looked worried. Oh, but it'll be late. Oh, the fat controller won't be happy with that. Then why doesn't Salty take it? Snapped Cranky, who was fed up with Derek's worrying. He's already here. The two diesels sat in surprised silence. Could you do it? Asked Derek at last. It's only a small train. But Salty looked nervous.
Well, I'm a dockyard diesel, you see. I don't really go and land. And
Oh, please. Could you try it? Salty still felt nervous, but he didn't want to let Derek down.
All right, matey. Just this once, I'll give it a try.
That made Derek very happy. Salty had already arranged the train and backed carefully down on it. He waited for the guard's whistle. Don't worry, called Derek. The fog isn't as bad as it seems. You shouldn't have any troubles as you go.
I hope not,
murmured Salty to himself. Before he could say anything else, the guard's whistle blew.
I'll be back soon,
he called as he rumbled away. A short ways from the harbour, the fog was causing trouble. A farmer was hurrying along in their lorry, trying desperately to see where they were going. Hope we make it back, they grumbled as they peered ahead. The road was barely visible, even to the poor lorry. Its headlights shone brightly, trying to cut through the fog, but it was little use. Suddenly, the headlights cut out altogether. Oh, horrors! Cried both the farmer and the lorry as they swerved off the roads and bounced down an embankment. Salty was travelling carefully along. He had hardly left the harbour but already seemed to miss it.
I'll be back soon, I will,
he thought to himself. Suddenly he saw something heading straight towards him.
Look out!
Cried Salty. He drew to a quick stop as the poor farm lorry came to an awkward stop right beside the line.
Well, shiver me timbers, gasped Salty. Is everyone all right?
But the farmer wasn't all right. I think I've broken my arm, they called. We'll send for help at the next signal box, called Salty's driver. They'll have an ambulance here for you soon. But just then Salty spoke up.
Excuse me, but we should take them back to the harbour. It'll be easier for the ambulance to reach them. There should be room in our guard's van.
The driver was impressed.
Excellent thinking, lad.
The guard was sent back to the signal box as Salty's driver helped the farmer into the brake van.
Don't worry, shipmate,
Salty called to the poor lorry.
We won't go forgetting you either.
The lorry hoped so. The guard had returned and it watched Salty roll back the way he had come. Derek and Cranky were surprised to see Salty back so soon. I didn't think so soon would be that soon, murmured Derek. Cranky's comments were much harsher.
You daft diesel! You're not supposed to bring the trucks back!
Cranky was cut off by the sudden sound of a siren. The diesel and crane watched in shock as an ambulance rolled into view. Paramedics quickly helped the injured farmer into the ambulance, and it quickly set off again. Salty watched it until it was out of sight.
Now, we really best get these trucks going,
he said with a chuckle. With a toot of his horn, he rolled away again, leaving Derek and Cranky in a stunned silence. The rest of Salty's journey surpassed without a note, and by that night Salty was back at the docks. When he returned, he found the dockmaster waiting for him. Salty, you've done a marvellous job today, they congratulated. I'm very pleased with you. The farmer's now recovering well, thanks to you. Salty smiled happily.
It was nothing really, Captain. Can't go leaving crewmates in danger now.
You've been a credit to the harbour, finished the dockmaster. You deserve a reward.
Well, there is one thing, Captain,
said Salty quietly. What's that? Salty grinned broadly.
See that we get those jammed points shipshape.
That bitch forgot me here. What the fuck?